wish I knew.
Yeah.
I wish I knew you. Why do it look like that?
Let me see. Bam.
I tell ya.
Hey.
What's going on? This Ain't That podcast.
Ain't
back.
That.
What's this?
Episode 2.
Alright. Pop yours.
Yeah, this is Danielle Alexandria.
Kamaal the Goat. What's going on?
That way. How's your week been going?
Busy. I'm exhausted, to be quite honest.
Hey, it be like that.
But that's part of the game. If I wasn't exhausted, I'd probably have an issue too.
Yeah, I think you would have an issue anyway. That's just how I go. Yeah, I can say the same. Been busy. Work been definitely busy. About to pick up with some designs and shit for the holiday. Ready for that?
That's what's up.
Yeah, merch gone wild. Couple wild designs that I got. Ready to pop some. But yeah, holiday coming up, you know. It's the holiday season. Shit gets real activated.
Yes, sir.
About this time. Did you roll your eyes?
Here you go, bro. Don't start this shit. Don't start this shit. Kick the football off.
Football?
Yeah, kick the football off.
Look, shit. We gonna hit you with some current events. I don't know if y'all been hearing the latest news. Trey Songz out here wilding.
That used to be my boy. I'm talking about the first.
This
just gotta
guy
make
is
it.
a-
No,
oh,
I'm
yeah.
talking about throwback Trey.
Ooh.
Yeah, you know. My
Yeah,
dog. They
that
used to be
guy.
my dog. I don't know what happened.
Looking at you, yeah, quivering mouth, singing ass.
They said he whipped the bitch in the club. And,
Yeah, pulled her out by her hair, was punching her in her face. Like, first of all, what? I don't agree with domestic violence either side, but like, what makes you get out your frame to that point where that is necessary? That you doing it like you carrying on like this in public?
man, in the club, bitches be drunk. Ain't no telling what she did to Trey. But I ain't condoning nothing. I just saying I wasn't there. Ain't no tell. He might not even did it. I ain't seen no footage.
We really don't know, but I mean, they don't really put that kind of shit up out there.
No.
That's defamation of character times 20.
For sure.
But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just how I move as a woman. Like, I'm not doing all or nothing like that to make no man put his hands on me. And I'm not putting my hands on no man. I really don't.
Some niggas crazy just be whooping bitches for
That's what I'm saying. So really, what was to it?
Right.
Really, what was to it? And then you said something about Chris Brown. They trying to.
Oh, he got canceled from the AMAs. They canceled his performance and shit, and won't give him a reason why. But I ain't watching the AMAs for nobody else.
I don't watch the AMAs.
I might have watched it just to see what Chris is gonna do. I definitely ain't finna. What's that? American Music Awards?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, ain't for me. So,
that ain't even. This ain't that.
Nah, hell nah.
For sure. And then we had kind of briefly touched on the Shanquella Robinson story. It's just shit been unfolding about that more and more.
I just seen they just had her funeral.
Yeah. Sad. But then the FBI now is supposed to be involved in the investigation. And I think that's more than necessary because it just seems like a lot of cover-up shit is going on. And got to be careful with the people that you call your friend.
Man, was they friends? I don't know. I don't know nothing about the story.
That's what the story is spinning. It was low-key like some jealousy type shit. And then there was another video that came out where they must have told Shorty to go get naked. So she was naked, and then she went to go into the room with the other people who were supposed to be getting naked too, and they had their clothes on. So it was looking like some setup type shit.
That's crazy.
Very crazy. But yeah, all these damn videos is leaking and ain't nobody saying nothing. I really feel like people about to start telling. For sure.
Yeah, because ain't nobody finna
eat that alone, and it was all of them motherfuckers in the room. Yeah, well, that's shit how it goes. Yeah, that Chris Brown shit was wild. But then the shooting in Colorado Springs, what was it, Club Q? Club Q? Yeah, in Colorado Springs. 18 wounded, 5 dead. It's like 22-year-old boy shot up a nightclub. Shot up the nightclub. And for what?
It was a gay club?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a gay club.
They're going to try to call that a
hate crime, for sure.
Yeah.
Terrorist type, yeah.
I want peace for everybody. That ain't my world. I still want peace for everybody.
Yeah, regardless of, if that's what you stand on or not. Like, I don't like to see or hear shit like that.
Right.
For sure. For sure. Got anything else on your bird?
No.
Today's episode, we gonna kick shit talking about vices. I think that when most people think about vices, they look at a vice as solely one thing, like, drugs. Like, what's your vice? Like, how do you kick your habits? Or, what is the thing that you go to when you're stressed out, when you need to kind of find that escape? And it's not just drugs. It's not just drugs. I can definitely admit to that, even myself. My first vices weren't really drugs. It was men.
That's deep. I ain't never heard nobody say that shit before.
Yeah.
I ain't laughing at you. I'm laughing with you.
No, that's real shit. For a long time, like, before I really became more confident in myself as a woman, and I don't mean that this ain't no daddy issue episode. Like, I love my daddy. My daddy was very present in my life. But our relationship wasn't always the best. So in me being a younger woman, navigating through that, not really having a close relationship with my dad, it caused me to look for that in men. These weren't healthy relationships at all. It was a lot of, you looking for yourself in somebody, you'll never find it.
Would you consider yourself promiscuous at one point in time?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Honesty 5.
Hell yeah. Definitely. On some just, but at the end of the day, I would do shit and then not feel good about it.
What you mean?
I would feel good in the moment, but then once the dust settled kind of shit, it was just like that. That don't make you feel good.
Because it wasn't worth it?
It wasn't. It wasn't worth it, but it's not that temporary. It's kind of just like this. When you put a Band-Aid on something, it still hurts, right? But it's covered up. You don't notice it as much. But you take that Band-Aid off and you get to look at it and be like, damn, you really see shit for what it is.
How you get promiscuous in Batavia?
I wasn't in Batavia. I was definitely not fucking on Batavia niggas. That is a guaranteed fact. Yeah. Out and about. In areas I ain't really had no business.
Running around the lobby. That's what I call it. Running around.
Yeah, motherfuckers was curious.
Running around the lobby.
Out here fucking around with niggas in the city. Bellwood, Maywood.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Y'all gotta a habit of thinking them niggas better than the niggas in the burbs.
That's kind of
or something like that. And
I think it was just it wasn't even so much that they were different. For me, the better. It was just that it was different. The men are different. Like the way they carry themselves, the way they talk, everything, the way, all of it. The shit that they into.
And you was more attracted to them?
I was more attracted to men who weren't like boys from where I was at. And to truth be told, a lot of the men in my area liked white girls. And undercover liked big girls. Like, so it wasn't on no, like, they would be mean to me, but the same niggas that was mean to me in high school would be in my inbox now. In R.
Y'all women don't get themselves time to blossom.
I feel like definitely
women don't get into their prime till about 27, going into like 30 or something like that.
Yeah.
You don't look like how you looked in high school.
Hell no.
Right.
I actually look younger now than I did in high school. Very weird, very strange. I showed you a picture.
It ain't even just about looking younger or older. You got better style, better. You put it on better. You just you know how to do your makeup better. Different type of shit as a grown woman than you were when you was in high school thinking you were supposed to be hot. You know what I'm saying?
That was it. So it was like a lot of that, like just even me being attracted to older men, like I said, same kind of like daddy thing. It was just like I was looking for something that it didn't need to be filled the way I was feeling it, but it became like a vice because I was constantly searching for something. You chasing that high, and it wasn't coming from them the right way, for sure. So you constantly searching for something, and wasn't like being ran through, nothing like that. But it was just like you constantly looking for yourself in places where you're not gonna find it. That's real shit. I lost my virginity to a 35-year-old man at 17. And it was like, you know, I like watch porn and all types of shit. And I'm imagining this experience is going to be so much. Girls just want to have fun.
He gave you some
That
paper?
nigga didn't have none. He had no money. That was a broke boy. And his dick was not good. The experience was not great.
You ain't just fucking once?
That I could. He only had the pussy one time. In a car.
I don't believe it, but
in a car. In a car. Honestly, I stayed at one of my homegirls' house because I was always staying at her house. I stayed at my homegirl's house, and he hit me and was like, you know, I'm about to get off work, and he slid on me over there, and I snuck out the house to fuck this man in the car in the front of their house. Yeah.
The honesty is dope.
Hey.
It's a lot of motherfuckers that can relate to this. They ain't gonna.
Yeah, but hey,
they can.
You know, the thing
I
is,
hit a few
there's
bitches
nothing.
in a
There's
car.
nothing that I have done that I won't stand on because I mean, you can't shame me for something that I accept.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. So that was a wild time, and you know, I'm expecting it to be this grandiose experience, and I'm like, yes, I'm about to lose my virginity because my homegirls, like they had lost theirs already, and I'm just like, damn, I'm missing out. I'm a late bloomer.
She let a 35-year-old nigga off Mad Dog 2020 slide and glide, trying to tell you, put you down. Nice one, big homie.
Ew, no, not nice. You a fucker. That was awful. Awful. It lasted for like not even 2 minutes, but it seemed like it was forever because it was just like, ew.
Shit,
I felt gross after that shit.
It lasts a long time. You ever got your ass whooped in a fight? You might be fighting 30 seconds. It feel like you fighting 30 minutes.
Can I be honest?
Feel like you fighting 30 minutes. You ain't never been into a fight. Yeah,
not
you
for
from
real.
Batavia.
Not really
I
like that.
I
Like
get it. You from the B. You from the B. I get it.
I'm really not like no fighter. And I think like the last time I did fight, it was a boy. And it was like, I don't believe in hitting men, but it was on some wild shit. And now we friends. We cool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was, but yeah, that was just on some man looking for myself in men and looking to be valued in men, and men who did, you know, just didn't value me for real. That was just real shit.
That's your number one vice. That's your vice.
That was one of my vices. You kick one. I'm not finna just go on a rampage about me. What about you, nigga?
Alcohol.
Yeah. Cheers.
Alcohol. That's
you gonna leave me?
That's a big.
Hanging?
No, because I'm trying to tell you how this a vice for me, and you want to be a bad influence.
Whatever.
Mama.
You had a drink before I did.
Don't worry about what I be doing. Why you always telling the folks what I be doing, bro? This point on period. If it ain't on camera, don't tell them what I be doing.
You did it.
Anyway, yeah, alcohol, man. Bruh, I be drinking. But I come from a place to where, like, man, that's just what we did type shit. Like, one thing I did know that somebody said this to me. They was like, man, you know, white people, they go get a fifth, sit it up in the liquor cabinet, and be drinking on that fifth for about a month straight. Just get off work, pour a shot. You know what I'm saying? Different type of shit. Like, me, I come from a place where, man, I'll take a fifth to the face. You know what I'm saying? Real shit in a couple hours. Take it to the face type shit. Pints, fifths, different type of shit like that.
Yeah. Me
and my partners, that's how we kick it. Different type of shit like that. But that shit unhealthy. It's unhealthy as hell. Just trying to change that. Smoking too. Shit, you know. I used to think when I was younger, like, my smoking and shit ain't had, like, you know what I'm saying? You really think weed ain't really that much of an issue.
Until
today, I don't remember shit, bro. Real live. I know I'm fried. Like, bro, I done smoked weed every day of my life since the age of 15. And I know I'm fried. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, them vices. Porn used to be a vice.
I was just about to say that.
Women used to be a vice in general. Like, I was just hoe thirsty at a point in time in my life. That was short-lived, though.
Why?
Because I live in reality, and also I'm one of the most humble people I know. But even with me being humble, I know who I am. So you can't put yourself on a pedestal without putting me on one too. It's hard to explain what I'm saying. And once I started having that aspect, I stopped being googly eyed over women. You feel me? I'm trying my best not to bitch out this episode. You know what I'm saying? Bitch this, bitch that. But that's just my lingo.
Yeah.
And that ain't that too. That's the vice. You know what I'm saying? Just saying, using how I grew up as an excuse for fuck shit. You know what I'm saying? For sure. So I will
using
say
that kind of crutching behind that.
Today, yeah, I done got rid of a lot of vices, but today, my top vice is alcohol. I will say that for sure.
Yeah, I used to drink a lot more than I do now. My tolerance don't even measure up to how I used to drink.
I think my tolerance got a lot to do with why I drink. I'm the type of person that I go through the bottle and be straight, cordial, in the potty, still mingling. I'm laid back type dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't wear my liquor on my face. Like, you know, you can't tell if I'm slapped or not.
See, I'm tipsy. Like, it definitely goes to my eye, chinky eyes. My eyes are already chinky, but definitely. And then my mouth get real wild.
You're talking all crazy and
wild.
Shit. You talk crazy without liquor.
So imagine that.
Yeah, man. But,
right.
What other vices besides men?
I used to smoke crazy. I would smoke. I would have a commute to work. Now I work from home, but I would have a drive into work. I would smoke on my way to work, smoke on my lunch break, smoke when I got off, smoke when I got home, smoke when I went to sleep. Like, I was always smoking. I always was smoking. I would smoke on my way to get bud. Smoke on my way home from getting bud. Like, I was constantly always smoking. I couldn't eat without smoking. Like, I smoked all the time.
You describing me.
But as a woman, like, but I was also going through a lot at that time.
Like what?
At the time that I was smoking the heaviest, I think I was like first diagnosed with MS, multiple sclerosis. So like I was stressed the fuck out mentally. And I was like, I didn't know how to receive it. Now I definitely, mentally, my fortitude is a lot stronger than what it was then. But that's how I coped with it. My emotions, I didn't know how to process it. So I wanted to be high.
Keep high.
Yeah. That, I drank hella. I drank a lot. Ooh, I drank a lot. I would go through a bottle of Hennessy like every other day.
Hennessy is the issue. I be telling motherfuckers that you drinking dog, y'all goofy.
I would go through a bottle of Hennessy every other day.
Tequila me, man.
Yeah. I'm a cognac. I could drink tequila. I'm starting to kind of enjoy it a little bit more now, but tequila sometimes just used to make me aggressive. That or just over horny. Like,
that's how I feel about cognac. Like, man, niggas want to drink Hennessy and fight.
Yeah. Fight or fuck. Really, that's
some off the tequila.
Yeah, it just be different. So I don't drink like I used to. I can't tolerate drinking like I used to. Mainly, huh?
Right, I feel you.
So, and me just slowing down a lot of things. Like, I don't know, my clarity is a lot better.
I thought you was going to say something else.
What you thought I was about to say?
Clitoris. Continue.
See, that's because he probably sipping that tequila. That's where his mind at. But yeah. So
Why you just do that?
Because your ass said it. Your ass is wild. Talking about some tequila make me want to fuck something. Now you hearing all types of words that ain't said. But no, like, I don't know. Being able to kind of control your vices, it puts you in a position where you're not codependent on anything outside of yourself, to maintain your mind, your functionality. Like, I know certain people who cannot function without smoking at all.
Me?
Ruin a day if they don't smoke. Attitude, you don't smoke. You can't eat. You ain't eating if you ain't smoking. And it's just like, it's a sense of codependency that you got to address with that shit.
Call it what you want.
It is what it is. It is what it is. I can admit that's where I was at.
What?
I had headaches when I didn't drink.
Ooh, that's occupied.
Yeah, it was there. Now I can't tolerate drinking like that. I used to take like 4 or 5 shots before I left out. Drink when I got to where I was going. And it was just like, I wasn't really a mixed girl drinker. I'm taking straight shots. Chase it with water. And I'm really fucked up.
As you drinking. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, As you drinking, you telling us this stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, I have a double shot. I'm probably not going to drink more than that. Double shots would have been a couple of. Probably.
You gotta say probably.
First of all, you in my business, and that means you're in the wrong place.
Facts.
Okay.
You know what? I definitely don't want to be in your business.
Okay. Thank you. What else would be a? They said like biting your nails is a vice.
Yeah.
I think that I used to bite my nails as a child, but I was an anxious child.
Grinding your teeth. That's a vice.
Definitely.
That ain't no fucking vice. Them just bad habits.
But it helps you distract yourself from something, and that's what vices do.
You think so? I think we need to look up the definition.
And we can. We can. We definitely can. Definition of vice. Vice is an immoral, wicked behavior, criminal activity, or bad characteristics.
Sound like a robbery to me.
Yeah, highway. Bad habits.
Let me get back in here. They mention my pretty face.
Oh, wow. Talking about pretty.
The handsomest nigga.
Hey.
When you get through.
When you get done.
When you get done.
But yeah, vices be like that. I would say in a lot of cases, like, I don't think men realize how they look at women as vices.
What you mean?
Like, in a lot of cases, like, y'all be in competition with each other.
Eat us up, please, because you know I'm going to eat y'all up.
No, go ahead. No, it's just like I'm noticing women do the same shit. It's not one omitting the other. I'm just talking to you. So I want your perspective.
And what? Say that again.
Like, men be in competition when it comes to, like, you know, who's getting the finer bitches or who's fucking the most hoes, or, you know, it's like that was a thing.
I didn't, because I can't compete with all my friends older than me. You feel what I'm saying? I'm the jit out of my realm of friends. So, and them niggas was hitting for I was off the porch. So shit.
Okay.
I ain't never tried to catch up. I just did what I did, and
right.
What I'd been. And I noticed that my style of women is different than they style of women too, though. So I ain't never been at a competition thing like that. I'm usually ain't gotta be in competition. What I shoot at ain't what they'll shoot at. I got one partner want to fuck everything I fuck though. And that get a little weird sometimes, but other than that,
how does that pan out for y'all?
That's my boy. We done bumped heads about a lot of shit, and we gonna step on each other's toes, but we might fight amongst each other, but together we gonna tear this bitch down. It is what it is, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Shit, but no, we didn't. I ain't in competition with the guys over no hoes. Different types of shit.
I've noticed that with women, they do be in competition with each other for real. Like, yeah.
I mean,
friends.
The circumstance is different. The competition for resources. Men are resources for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, and then it don't help this shit. Y'all finna number us 4-1. You know what I'm saying? So. You what? You said what?
Say it again.
I said it don't help that y'all finna outnumber us 4-1. You know what I'm saying? So,
for sure. Maybe not right now. Actually, fuck it. Due to the fact that women outnumber men, do you find that could potentially be part of the reason why certain women choose the other side as opposed to dating men, because there's a scarcity?
What you mean, like lesbians?
Yeah.
I got a theory on lesbians. Look, right? Like I just was telling you, most women don't blossom until like they late 20s or something like that. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So you got to understand, take high school, for example. You got a young woman that's watching all her peers kind of fornicate. Most of her peers, not all of them.
Most predominantly.
They getting sexually
especially
active.
If they're older than her.
Whatever. If they getting, but I'm just saying the high school realm. The friends that's in the. Once you see them start having boyfriends and sleeping around and having sex and different type of shit like that, those is desires that made you feel like an adult, so you couldn't wait to do them.
Yeah.
So this the thing.
Or you felt like you was missing out, or almost like, you know, like a rites of passage type shit for real.
And a lot of all the can you say that all the lesbians I know, some of them are straight bull daggers, like real. Some of me, and then you got some that's still feminine a little bit. Mm-hmm. But my thing is, the ones that still feminine a little bit, they didn't kind of blossom until after they did. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't have. So this the thing. Everybody I know who is a lesbian, they didn't have motion in high school. They wasn't having motion in high school. You know what I'm saying? Different like that. But who you can get motion from is somebody else who wasn't getting motion. That's just like you.
Damn.
You feel what I'm saying? So therefore, that's where y'all find the love. Then it don't help that most of females' first intimate encounters are with other women.
Yeah.
Like sleepovers and different type of shit like that.
Didn't even really piece that together. But we used to be on that at sleepovers.
I mean, yeah, that's a thing for females. Like,
yeah, because you exploring playing house type shit. Like, honestly, it was on that. I remember, like, you know, like you be to this, you be to that.
But yeah, that's just my thing. I just be thinking that a lot of people turn to the same sex because they wasn't having no motion, and they ain't get themselves time to get motion. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you had to be cool a little bit, especially on the woman side. As a guy, I probably been looking the same since I was a jit. But as a female, I know a lot of females that didn't blossom into their late 20s, like 20, 27, 28, 30 type. And then that's when this is beautiful. But that's just a theory. I ain't right about nothing. I ain't necessarily wrong about nothing either. But think about what I just said.
I mean, you make some valid points. Because I'm not calling anybody ugly. But a lot of the girls that I knew in high school who were a little bit more on the
dyke side,
homely side, not very attractive to most men, ended up starting to be cool with the guys and then flip whole style to
trying to be the guy. Yeah, and it just come from a lack of getting attention from guys. So fucking, I'm finna try to be a guy and get attention from women. You feel what I'm saying? When in all actuality, wait till you in your late 20s, 30s, and you will probably look like a different woman, and you'll notice that niggas in high school be fucking for points. Like, they care about what she look like. They care about what's going on. They care about, you know what I'm saying? You care about so much, and then as you get a little bit older, you just kind of stop. I'm gonna not say that because that ain't true. That is not true. Let me not say that.
What were you gonna say? Because you can correct yourself. What was your first mind?
I'm not gonna say it because when I really think about it, that ain't what I mean to say. I was gonna say it the wrong way. Anyway, fuck all that. I think a lot of people, and sometimes this is the case on the male side, but I'm just speaking for the lesbians type shit. Not having motion be a lot of reasons why women be gay, just because they ain't having the motion at the time they wanted to have the motion. It's probably the same for the guys too, for the gay males. But like I said, that ain't my world. This is my theory.
Now, I had a friend of mine who his sister's gay, right?
Right.
And beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Like, beautiful. Right. So it's not like I can't say she's gay. She became gay because she was kind of not attractive.
Mm-hmm.
But he did make a point, and he was like, in a lot of cases, he noticed, again, not saying that this is the end-all, be-all, but in a lot of cases, he noticed that a lot of women who end up turning to a lesbian or bisexual lifestyle do so because of heartbreak.
Yeah, for sure. That too.
But it's like almost you're omitting the fact that a woman has the same capacity to break your heart.
For sure. Probably even worse. But nah, I know that too. I know a few lesbians because I'm tired of niggas who out the man. But the thing is that all of them, I know they only had a few relationships. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so, and they think they know so much about men. Like, you done dated 2 men in your whole life, and got the most to say about him. You know what I'm saying? Now
you
you eating coochie. Kewchie. Now you eating coochie. And think you the shit, man. Point blank period. A lot of this shit is bigger than just what our feelings and shit though. The food we eating, fucking around, manipulating our testosterone and our estrogen and all that shit matter for sure. The things we seeing, you feel what I'm saying? I don't know if people really realize this, but your eyes, ears, and your mouth is the windows into your soul. You feel what I'm saying? So what you digesting with your eyes, what you digesting with your mouth, what you digesting with your ears, that shit really matter. You know what I'm saying? Plain like period. I have a conflict with that. Like listening to like my favorite artists and shit like that. Like I'm coming into a real area of spirituality, and it kind of make me cringe at some of the music I used to love. You feel me? Like shit, the Young Thugs, the Kodaks, and all of that, where these some of my favorite artists, but at the same time, like where I'm going and conducive to this shit that they be talking about no more. You feel what I'm saying? Different type of that. But I also know the intelligence of them niggas, like real live. They be trying to. I think artists in general should just put more medicine into the candy, man. That's just a fact. Myself included. Point blank period.
So as an artist, like, was music like a potential vice of yours? Like, did you use music as a sense of
music. I guess so. Yeah, music kept my sanity for a lot of times. I'm one of them niggas that's gonna be recording music whether everybody listen to me or if nobody listen to me. It's just something I needed to do for my mental health. You know what I'm saying? But everybody different.
At what point would you say you kind of started to struggle mentally?
With like mental health and shit like that. I used to didn't believe in depression. I just didn't believe in that shit. Like, and in today's okay, I believe in it today. No, don't nobody miss your ass. You or that dry ass fro. No, I'm just playing.
You a hater.
I'm just playing. What you asked me?
Like, at what point did you kind of recognize depression, like being a thing, mental health issues being a thing for you?
I ain't used to believe in shit like that because I used to be like, man, life is life. Ain't no such thing as depression. But it is such thing as depression. The thing about it is, I think people use it as a crutch. Everybody got depression. Everybody, and anxiety too. Everybody, it's my anxiety. Everybody got anxiety. Quit being a bitch. You feel what I'm saying? But at a young age, I was dealing with depression, like plain like period, and didn't know it. And yeah, and I ain't.
When did you acknowledge it though, as something that you dealt with?
A long time ago, like as a shorty, I was a jit, like real live, like bruh, life was kind of hard for me. So, and life hard for everybody. Let me not say that. I hate cliche shit with motherfuckers.
Yeah, and I know you.
Everybody go through.
I know you don't do the woe is me. That's
not. I don't do no
I
woe
wasn't
is me
really
type
feeling
shit,
like that's what that was. You're just speaking your truth.
Nah, shit was just a little rough, shit, and I done had a lot of days where I felt like, bruh, I can get up off this motherfucker when they had no problems with it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But that's me being selfish too. At the same time, and yeah, that's just me being selfish. I ain't gonna say nothing else. But go on here.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the honesty of it. Shit is difficult for people in its own facets, and I feel like a lot of what we deal with is, you know, the way we shape even our opinions on certain things, or the way that we experience things. One thing affects the other. It's kind of like that domino effect shit. So like you might have taken to smoking or drinking, but that was kind of like a temporary escape. But that shit don't fix nothing.
Yeah.
It's a Band-Aid. Once you rip that hole off, it still hurts.
Yeah, for sure.
Still hurts.
What about you? You didn't have a time where you was dealing with depression and shit like that? I mean,
hell yeah. Like I said, like, you know, again, back to kind of that time when I was dealing with, you know, being diagnosed with MS. Like, that's not... You read about it and you hear shit, but like, you know, like that's going to a doctor's appointment and they tell you like, hey, you got cancer. There's no way to prepare for no shit like that. So you see there's certain people who might be wheelchair bound. There's certain people who literally lose it after being diagnosed with some, autoimmune type shit. But at the same time, it really taught me a lot about how I, the way that I think. It made me check a lot about the way that I think. It made me change the way I don't stress about shit for real. Like, I'm an anal person, but at the same time, like, I don't stress about too much. I really don't like to argue. I'm not that type of person, but
I know I'm immature, because when you say anal, I think about...
tequila.
Yeah, pop it.
So, like, being able to kind of just, like, navigate the way that I think, and there's so much power in your thoughts. Right. And I don't feel like enough, like, people, when you realize that you are God, there's certain things that you don't allow yourself to think, because the more you think it, the more it becomes your reality. And a lot of times we create the shit we don't like, or we create the life that we don't want.
What's the last time you created some shit that you ain't like?
Wanting to rush shit, being maybe like closer to my 30s, and I'm like, I thought that I would have kids by now, and like wanting to hyper focusing on what I don't have took my focus away from what I do have. So to a degree, I was like dealing with motherfuckers who I knew I really didn't want to be with, seeing a potential in people, like, that's bullshit. Like, people have potential, right? But when a motherfucker's showing you who they are and you stick around thinking that some shit's gonna change just because you waiting for it to change, that's not it. So I used to have poor choices when it came to, like, men, and that definitely caused me to deal with a lot of depression, because you waiting for some shit that ain't really there to be there.
Yeah, I hear that.
Yeah.
Definitely hear that.
What you looking at?
Just let shit across the screen right there.
Yeah. So we kind of pop shit about vices, but, like, what are some of the things that you do that are non-toxic to kind of cope with shit? Like, what are some of the things that you kind of taught yourself to get into to kind of creatively influence your mental health?
Making music, really getting into my nation studies. Like, I grew up FOI, but just, you got to get to a certain point as a man, no matter what your parents put into you or whatever. You got to get to a certain point as a man, to where you got to figure out what you doing spiritually and what route you finna go and different type of shit like that. And I advise everybody to make their own decisions. You probably shouldn't go off what your parents went off of, but I grew up FOI, and when I got...
Just tell them what that means. Not everybody do.
Fruit of Islam. And when you but it took me to get into my late 20s to really kind of understand what that means.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And really go and look for knowledge of self by myself. You know what I'm saying? But
I had posted something similar, like, can't remember my own exact words, but it was along the lines of, like, sometimes you hit rock bottom so that you can, get familiar with your foundation and make sure that whatever you building, what you're building on now is more solid than what it was before. And I feel like in a lot of cases, me, like, I grew up going to church. Like, I grew up devout Christian. Like, so it was difficult once it stopped resonating with me. It was difficult for me to separate from it, because I was fearful of, like, disappointing my parents, disappointing the people who, I instilled this in you and you're gonna walk away from church. Oh, you don't believe in God. Like, not that at all. I totally believe in God. I pray every day.
Yeah, for sure.
I have a spiritual journey more than a religious journey, more than anything. Like, how I treat people matters to me. The way that I demonstrate love matters to me. I've met some people in church who are some of the nastiest people I've ever fucking met. How they treat people. Ugly on the inside.
Yeah, for sure.
But you flip that Bible and you think that you get escape.
I used to think the older people got, the nicer they got, but that wasn't even the case. My pops told me some real shit. He was like, bro, the older people get, he was like, your mom, who your mom was to you is not who your mom gonna be to her grandkids. She not gonna be the same person to your kids that she was to you.
Yeah.
It's because she's trying to get into heaven.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, shit, that shit make a lot of sense. You know what I'm saying? As you get older,
yeah,
kind of try to soften up a little bit so you can get closer to God. You know what I'm saying?
But I also feel like we don't extend enough grace, and I'm guilty of this, like not extending enough grace to your parents.
I do at this point in time.
Now,
like I had a lot of qualms with my parents, but as an adult, you kind of just realize, like, man, they was just people just like me. Like, they was just trying to figure the fuck out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, how much can you condemn a motherfucker when you really think about all the fuck ups you done had? You know what I'm saying?
For real.
So
when I took a step back and looked at life from I've had some hiccups along my own journey. You know, a lot of shit I corrected, a lot of shit that I could still improve on, but I've definitely had some shit that I was not the most proud of. Definitely had a lot of shit where it was like I would have done XYZ differently. So think of the magnitude of different things that your parents dealt with at a different time, different pressures. There was a lot more pressure, like on our parents, you know, like you have a kid, you better get married.
Right.
You know, motherfuckers might not even have been in a position to really get married, but it was definitely societal pressure that caused them to get on that, to be on that. You need some? No. But yeah, like I had to learn that I had to extend. You have to learn to extend the grace to people that you wish to be a recipient of. You can't require grace, but then not extend grace. And I feel like that's one of the major things. Like you deal with certain shit with your parents, but at the same time you expect perfection out of your parents because, you know, you raised me, you were supposed to teach me, you were supposed to and that's not always the case.
A lot of times they ain't had the shit they needed to be the person that they needed to be
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
So like as I started to kind of just want to understand my parents more, I wanted to understand more about their your upbringing. Like we date people and we want to know about, okay, so what's some of the shit you dealt with in your childhood as somebody that you're dating. But we don't get to know our parents like that. Right. You know, we know our grandparents as, just like you said, you know, like you get older in age, your grandparents going to be different to you than they were to your parents. Right? Your grandparents going to be different to you than what they, than what they were to your parents. So to understand certain shit that your parents went through determines how they show up and who they were to you. And behaviors that they were trying to unlearn, relearn, or understand themselves. You just extend a little bit more grace, you a little bit more understanding. You don't take everything to heart because it wasn't for you to take to heart. This is a motherfucker who was just really trying to find their way.
Right.
Your pen's not working. You broke it? You broke it.
Bro, we can be doing this shit at my house. On my mama, I can't do the podcast without smoking. And why did I have to say that on this episode? God damn.
Vices. Real shit. Real shit. Vices. You gonna be alright? You just proved the point.
I ain't sugarcoating who I am for nobody.
You definitely didn't. We
fuck
know
everybody. Fuck all y'all. I don't care about how nobody. Hey man, I'm one of them ones. Flaws and all.
When you what?
When you get through. Trying to tell you. Trying to told them.
Look, but yeah, I mean, that was kind of really all there was to say about that. I don't really need to drag it.
I'm out of here. Go get me some flour.
Oh my God.
What you talking about? Hell is you doing?